Hey race fans, hey, working on a 6.0 here, 2003 model. So my buddy's truck here. Dun, 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 dun. So it came from a shop in Montana, I guess, and they told me it's got a bad high pressure pump. So what we're looking at here, that's where the pumping book is underneath this cover. The 2003 has a bridge in the back intake, so you got to pull all this out of here to get that pump out. Or if this is a 05 or 06 or early 07, it doesn't have this bridge here. It's wide open, so you can take that cover off. Everything comes out of here. So while you're in here, you might as well do the good old oil cooler down here, which is in the front. This is the oil cooler square shaped piece. This is the intake right here. This piece here is the intake. It's going to come out. So the 03s are famous for having a bad front seal, or the ball pops out of the pump, and I'll show that to you now. On a 03 and 04 early, they changed the pumps in 04 and a half to a newer style pump, and I'll show it to you. Okay. What you're looking at here is the early pump that's in this truck. It's got a ball on the side here. It's got a leaf ball. If that pressure gets too high, they'll pop that ball out. It'll go in the oil pan. You don't have to pull it out of the oil pan either. But yeah, this is the pump. This is a new style pump. They get rid of that ball. Completely redesigned pump. See, there's the front gear. It rides towards the back of the engine. Your IPR goes in here. This one has a cover, and then the IPR goes in the cover. This one sticks out of the cover on the back of the engine, and the IPR, the ejection pressure regulator, goes through here. And this part here is where a T is, and this is what fails on these, is that this goes to the back of your engine, to each left and right hand head. That's what they call the snap to connect fitting that screws in here. The new ones are solid steel, and the old ones have an but we'll discuss that later. This one here, so this is what we found out so far. We think it's got a bad front seal on this pump, so it's not building up enough pressure to fire. Here's the new pump here. New ring in there. This one's got the ball in it. Some of these pumps, they'll put a plug in there, and they'll put an X in it, so it won't come out. Some guys have said that they put the ball back in the pump and reuse the pump, which is a dumb idea because you're doing all this labor. Let's go back over here to the truck. What I'm using, when I got the truck in here, it was a crank no start. So I'm using my own air pressure gauge to put air pressure inside the high pressure oil system back here. See, it goes in where the IPR is at. There's your oil pressure sensor right here. The ICP sensor, injection control pressure sensor. It's right there on the top of it. See, that's why it's a pain to get to. On the new guys, it's over on the front. Anything above an 04.5. So I always tell people to always do a pressure test, because these guys are famous for these pumps going out. They had bad pumps from the start. So what I like to do, I like to add some air to it. I turn my valve on. See, there, we shut that valve on. See how fast it's going to drop. It's just dropping like a rock. Look, it's not holding any pressure. So that's indicative of a bad pump, because these here on where the oil goes into the heads, the only thing that can really leak on these guys is the injector leak. But that won't be that bad. Let's try it again and see if you'll see the mist come out of it. This is coming right out of that cover that pump's on. Ready? You can see it. There's a mist coming out of here. There it goes. See, it's coming out of here. That's where it's coming out of here. This is where the turbo dumps the oil back into the engine here. Your turbo sits here, so it's got a bad pump. But remember, almost every time this is a bad pump on this truck. Let's see, it's never been changed. Now you can see the ghost fumes coming out of it. So my recommendation for this guy, this is where the oil cooler sits right here. This is the oil cooler. You can't see half of it. Look how nasty that thing is. Someone's took the EGR out of it. The EGR cooler out of it. So there you go, which I don't know why they did that. The EGR coolers on these 03s hardly ever fail. They're super strong. But they did, so be it. Anyways, I want to show you this video. I'm going to put a new EBP sensor in the back because it's so hard to get to. Those are so hard to get right at the moment. You want to be factory Ford. And make sure on eBay you're not buying Chinese counterfeit Ford because the packaging looks similar, but it's not. You can tell. I can tell those Chinese parts, the copyrighted parts. The blue is not as bright. It's more dull. So, anyways, this guy's gonna need to come all apart tomorrow morning. Gets this thing done. We'll put the new pump in there. But yeah, you can see it's just not holding air. Watch. I'll shut that off now. Look how fast it drops. That's why it's got no. It needs 500 psi to start. We're getting about 320 maxed out. Yeah, it's just dropping like a rock. So, yep, this truck's gonna need a new pump in it, and we put a factory Ford pump in these. So, anyways, I hope you liked the video. Any questions, let me know. So this was a crank nose start. Remember, these things won't even fire off the FICM or the in injector until it gets 500 psi on that ICP sensor. So, how much fun can you have? Somebody's broke the FICM connector, which they always break. So we're going to put a new in injector harness in this while we're here. And also one more thing, you can see the black. Look how black that is. That's from the turbo down pipe, right there. That's where the turbo mounts to throw the exhaust gases into the turbo from the heads. Look how black that is. So anyway, we got some fun to do here. Wanted to show it to you though. But yeah, that's your differences in the Ford 6.0 powerstroke pumps. This is an early bad pump thing, and this is the late model pump. This is a better one. You could change over, like if you guys are building an engine for your truck, like you got an 03, you could convert over to an 05 system. You just need you'd need the valve train out of the 05, 06 to go up, for all your rails and your branch tube to go up, if you're gonna do an engine. I've actually done that before. I've converted an early style engine to a newer style pump, which, I mean, when this is done, it should last long enough, Anyways, that's what we have. So I hope you enjoy the video. Have a great day. Any questions, hit me up in the comment section. Give me a like and subscribe if I've helped you out here. Remember, when you're doing your oil or high pressure air test to take your oil filter out, if you get a gurgling noise through the oil filter, the pump's shot, just so you know. So you want to listen to that side, the cap's off, or on the other side with a stethoscope, see if you got air coming out of either side. That will tell you if you have an injector O-ring that's bad, or dummy plugs. Remember, 04 and a half and up, they have stem pipes and dummy plugs. These just have one pipe going down, and they normally don't leak. So there's your schooling for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. You have a great day. Thanks for watching my video.